down during the spring, then that one right there. 8:50, good morning. So glad you're making your week and starting your week with us on KCMO Talk Radio. That being said, you've got Mizzou as a 6th seed in the West. You have KU as a 7th seed in the West. K-State has been out of this thing for a very long time. There is a chance, if multiple upsets happen, Kansas and Missouri could meet in the Sweet 16. I would not bet on it. I would not count on it. It is not going to happen, but it's fun to think about if we get a couple of upsets along the way. KU's got to beat, first off, Arkansas, then probably St. John's, and Missouri's got to beat Drake, and then most likely Texas Tech to each get to the Sweet 16.
And that first-round matchup with Drake is interesting because it's a first-year coach from Northwest Missouri State over there at Drake.
Ben McCollum
Yeah.
won multiple D2 natties at Northwest Missouri State, took the job up at Drake, and they're having a great season. I watched their conference tournament win 2 weekends ago. Got a lot of veteran guys, some guys that he brought from Northwest Missouri State. So it's a veteran team, and those teams are always dangerous. In the tournament, you get these veteran teams in these mid-majors. No one's ever heard of these guys, but they're not intimidated by the moment, and they usually will pull off an upset or two in the opening round.
It reminds me of Indiana football this year. They had a new coach. They brought in a bunch of guys from the school he came from, and they had a really good season.
Not a bad analogy. Not a bad analogy. Difference, of course, is that Indiana, as a power school, has a little bit of a leg up in that department. But I see what you're going for there, Mark, and I appreciate what you're going for there.
I was talking about football, so that was also a difference.
Ah, yes, true.
Different
true.
sport, but
yeah, but I see what you're going for there, and I'm down with that. But there was arguably the biggest snub of all time in the tournament yesterday. And if you are a fan of college basketball, you will know what this is, and that is the West Virginia Mountaineers. You know, there are 111 official brackets that get put out there by these expert bracketologists, and all 111 had West Virginia making the tournament. They did not make the NCAA tournament. Now, normally I think the bubble conversations are stupid. It's like, hey, if your team's 69 out of 68, sorry, win one more game. And there's no doubt that West Virginia hurt itself by losing to Colorado here in Kansas City last week in the second round of the Big 12 tournament. Colorado stinks. That was a bad loss. But this is where this becomes conspiracy theory-ish. The leader of the NCAA tournament committee, the chairman, is a guy named Bubba Cunningham. He is the athletic director at UNC. UNC was not projected to be a team that was going to make the NCAA tournament. What ended up happening? UNC was the last team in the tournament. West Virginia got left out. And how about this? Bubba Cunningham gets over $104,000 in a bonus for UNC making the NCAA tournament. And he is the head of the selection committee. If that's not shady as hell, I don't know what is. The guy got himself a $100,000 bonus for his program making the tournament when he's the head of the committee. And frankly, most people thought this team was going to be on the outside looking in. They had one win. I don't want to get too inside baseball here with the sports stuff, but if you're a college basketball fan, you'll know what this means. They had a single quad one win. That's basically games against top teams in the country. West Virginia had 6.
yeah, basically one quality win
this
year.
And West Virginia had 6.
I saw West Virginia in person beat Kansas on Kansas' home court. That was an impressive win.
That was one of their quad one wins inside Allen Fieldhouse. I know KU is not what we are used to them being, but still, you win at Allen Fieldhouse, that is a damn good win.
And West Virginia was missing a couple players that game.
They were, and they got the victory. So that is one of the all-time, maybe the biggest snub in NCAA tournament history based on the expectations that West Virginia was supposed to be in and UNC was nowhere in sight. And then for their AD, the chair of the committee, to go out there and figure out a way to get his team in, which kicks back a $100,000 bonus his way. Man, that is some shady stuff right there. That is a bad look. Speaking of bad looks, my brother-in-law decided to get married this weekend in Puerto Rico. So I got 3 little kids I'm bringing down there. Now, she's Puerto Rican. It's not a destination wedding, so I can't give them a hard time for that. She's like legit a Puerto Rican. So I'm going to make sure I do not call it an island of garbage when I go down there because that wouldn't be good. What was that guy's name again? Tony Hinchcliffe, the comedian out at the Garden that night in October. Yeah, I'm going to leave my Tony Hinchcliffe jokes at the door. But anyway, I can't get over the fact that on Thursday at about 1 o'clock, when we are like right in the thick of the action. I mean, this is, if you're even a casual sports fan, this is right up there with the Super Bowl, Masters Sunday. I mean, opening weekend for college football in the NFL. This is one of the all-time great days on the sports calendar. And I'm going to be navigating 3 kids up at the airport, trying to get them on an airplane to Atlanta to then get them down to Puerto Rico to get to this wedding. I mean, I am going to give him so much bleep when I get down there. He's going to regret having this wedding this weekend.
You got to avoid having a wedding in the fall so you don't mess with college football.
No.
And you got to avoid the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. Come on.
See, at least the October wedding I understand because it is the most beautiful time of the year for many parts of the country. I get that, right? But take me to Puerto Rico in February. Come on. I mean, I'm ready for spring now. It's tournament time. I'm done with the cold. It's over for the most part. Oh, I mean, you guess someone's got to look at a calendar here and say, I can't do this. I'm going to send people down there when the tournament's getting underway. This is crazy. And then Saturday, which is when Mizzou and KU could be playing if they win their first round games, that's wedding day. Forget it. I'm putting 3 little girls in dresses, getting ready to walk down the aisle. That's what I'm doing.
Is it fair to say he's not a huge sports fan?
He does not care one bit about sports or this tournament. He loves his surfing. He loves to play golf. He does not care one bit about watching sports. And that clearly was evident when he set up his wedding for the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. And I'm going to remind him of that. I'm going to walk around with my phone on my head, like, just airing the games, YouTube TV on my phone, and go from there and just remind him all day over the weekend that this is what he decided to interrupt. Unbelievable.